On September 3, 2025, a very big military parade took place in Beijing, China. This event was a major display of power. China's President Xi Jinping was there. With him were President Vladimir Putin from Russia and Chairman Kim Jong-un from North Korea. This gathering of leaders was very unusual and important for the world to see. The parade showcased China's powerful new weapons. People saw very fast missiles known as hypersonic missiles. Also on display were many modern drones, which are small aircraft controlled from a distance. These advanced weapons showed how much China's military has grown and become stronger. They signaled China's ability to protect its interests and project power far from its borders. This grand parade was not just a show of force for the past. It also spoke about the future. This event was a direct result of a trade war started by U.S. President Donald Trump. He had put high tariffs, or taxes, on many goods coming into the United States. These policies caused economic pressure and challenges for many nations, including China. Because of these actions, China, Russia, and North Korea started to form closer ties. Their shared appearance at the parade was a clear sign of this new friendship. It marked the start of a powerful new alliance. This alliance aims to challenge the long-standing power of America in the world. The Beijing parade on this day showed that a new global order was beginning to take shape. 2. The new friends. Donald Trump began his second term as the President of the United States with a strong plan for trade. In early 2025, he started a tough trade war. President Trump put a 10% tax on almost all goods that came into the U.S. This new tax began in February 2025 for Chinese products, and then grew to include many other things throughout the spring. The goal was to help American businesses. But this big change in trade rules caused problems for many countries. The high taxes made products more expensive for American consumers and put a lot of economic pressure on other nations. Many countries, not just China, felt alienated by President Trump's America First trade policies. This pressure pushed countries that were once competitors to look for common ground. By trying to pressure many major economies at once, the United States unintentionally brought some of them closer together. Because of this, China, Russia, and North Korea, who had different pasts, began to work much closer together. They saw a shared problem in the United States' new trade approach and sought to deal with the economic difficulties. This brought them into a new kind of alliance. Intelligence experts called this new group an axis of upheaval. It was a powerful group of countries now openly working against America's big global power. For the first time in over 60 years, the leaders of China, Russia, and North Korea met publicly. They clearly showed that they were united in their feelings about the United States trade plans. Other countries, more than 24 of them, also felt unhappy with the America First policies and started to join this new alignment, seeking stronger ties with Beijing and Moscow. Even India, a country that was often a rival of China, started to build a better relationship with China and Russia. India's Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, met with China's President Xi Jinping and Russia's President Vladimir Putin. This happened because India also faced economic pressure from the U.S. trade policies. The American policies changed how many countries in the world connected with each other, creating new and unexpected friendships and alliances. 3. China's new weapons. The big parade in Beijing showed the world how much China's military has grown. It revealed many new and powerful weapons. For the first time, China showed all parts of its nuclear power. This means they have weapons that can be fired from land, from ships in the sea, and from planes in the air. This full set of nuclear weapons is called a nuclear triad. Among the weapons, China displayed an upgraded missile named the DF-5C. This missile is very powerful and can fly an amazing distance of 20,000 kilometers. This long range means it can reach almost any city on Earth. It is a very serious weapon. China also showed advanced weapons designed to control the sea. One important new weapon was the YJ-21 hypersonic anti-ship missile. This missile is extremely fast and can hit large ships like aircraft carriers. It can be launched from different places, including naval destroyers and large airplanes. These new sea control weapons have a clear purpose. They are made to stop the United States Navy from moving easily in waters near China or Taiwan. The combination of these missiles, new sea drones, and special torpedoes for submarines could make it very dangerous for other navies to enter those important sea areas. The parade also featured many new technologies. China showed laser defense systems that can protect against air attacks. They also displayed swarms of drones that work together using artificial intelligence, or AI. These AI-controlled drone swarms can be used for many different tasks. Other new military tools included robotic combat vehicles designed to fight without human soldiers inside. China also showed its new units for warfare in space, cyberspace, and information. This demonstrates that China is thinking about fighting in many different ways and in new areas. This strong display was a clear sign of China's growing military power in the world. 4. Money and power. China's powerful economy played a big part in its military growth. For many years, China has used its money to make its army stronger. This helped pay for the new weapons seen in the parade. China's official military spending is very high. Experts believe it is more than $300 billion each year. This large budget allows China to research new technologies and build many new ships, planes, and missiles every year. This consistent investment has led to rapid modernization across all parts of its military. China also has many large factories, which are a key strength. These factories can build military equipment very quickly and at a lower cost. They can make ships and weapons much faster than factories in the United States. This means China can grow its navy and air force at a surprising speed. For example, China now has the largest navy in the world by the number of vessels, a feat achieved in just a few decades. This industrial ability gives China a big advantage in military production. It is interesting to note where some of this money came from. Many Americans buy products made in China. The money from these sales has, in a way, helped China pay for its military. This means American consumers have indirectly funded the very military that now challenges America's power around the world. This situation highlights a complex connection between global trade and national security. President Donald Trump put new taxes, called tariffs, on goods from China. He wanted to slow down China's economic and military growth and protect American jobs. However, these tariffs did not stop China's military buildup as intended. Instead, they made many things more expensive for people in America to buy. Prices for everyday items like electronics, clothes, and household goods went up. This happened because American companies had to pay more for imports and often passed those costs to consumers. The tariffs added billions of dollars in costs to American businesses and families each year, while only slightly reducing imports from China. This shows that the trade policies had unexpected results for American citizens. 5. Helping each other. The alliance among China, Russia, and North Korea was very practical. They all helped each other in important ways. This cooperation was not based on old ideas, but on real needs and shared goals against American dominance. North Korea provided a lot of support to Russia for its conflict in Ukraine. Intelligence reports showed that North Korea supplied millions of artillery shells. It also sent short-range ballistic missiles. These weapons were crucial for Russia, which faced strong opposition and sanctions from Western countries. North Korea also provided military personnel, showing its deep commitment to the alliance. In return, Russia and China helped North Korea significantly. They gave North Korea advanced technology for missiles and satellites. This technology was a huge benefit for North Korea, helping its military programs. Russia, with its long history of advanced weapon designs, shared important knowledge. China, with its strong manufacturing base, likely provided components and support. This meant North Korea could improve its weapons, including very fast hypersonic missiles, and launch more satellites into space. This help allowed Kim Jong-un's government to continue its military development even with international sanctions. This sharing of technology created a serious problem for the United States. American policymakers viewed it as a nightmare scenario. The three countries combined their different strengths effectively. China offered its huge ability to make goods and weapons, building things faster than almost any other nation. Russia brought its long history of weapon design and military knowledge. North Korea contributed its willingness to take risks and push boundaries, often testing new military technologies. Together, their cooperation made them much more powerful. For example, in the area of hypersonic weapons, Russia had an early lead. This knowledge now benefited Chinese programs. North Korea's quick progress in solid fuel missiles also showed it was getting expertise from its partners. China's fast development of satellites for both military and civilian uses benefited from Russian launch technology. North Korea's own recent satellite launches likely used Chinese parts and Russian support. This technological help was not just for missiles and satellites. It also included newer fields like artificial intelligence, AI, quantum computing, and cybersecurity. By working together, these three nations could gain collective advantages that none could achieve alone. This strong cooperation directly challenged the United States military and technological lead. It changed the balance of power in the world, showing how new friends could support each other against a common perceived opponent. 6. America's big problem. President Donald Trump watched China's military parade. He posted on Truth Social admitting he saw China, Russia, and North Korea showing their power. He thought they were working against the United States. However, his own actions had helped this happen. In early 2025, President Trump started a tough trade war. He put high taxes on goods coming into America. His goal was to make America's economy stronger and protect its businesses. But this policy had an unexpected result. Instead of making America stronger by itself, it pushed China, Russia, and North Korea closer. They became a powerful group. This showed a misunderstanding of how the trade war would change the world. It created enemies, not just economic pressure. Now, the United States defense industry faces big problems. It cannot build new weapons as quickly as China. American shipyards struggle to produce enough submarines. The U.S. Navy needs more ships to stay strong, but factories cannot build them fast enough. China, with its vast industrial base, can make military equipment much faster. For example, China can launch many new submarines at the same time from its different shipyards. Also, the war in Ukraine showed that many missiles are needed. American factories have found it hard to increase missile production quickly. But the Beijing parade displayed a huge number of Chinese missiles, showing their ability to produce them in large amounts. This difference in speed and scale is a serious challenge for America's military readiness. Another major issue is America's dependence on China for important materials. To build its advanced weapons, such as jets, missiles, and high-tech systems, the U.S. needs specific raw materials and parts. Many of these, like rare earth elements and special components for computer chips, come from China. Some also come from countries that are now allies with China. President Trump's trade war was supposed to reduce this reliance. Yet, it did not fully succeed. Instead, it often made these critical materials more expensive and harder for American companies to get. This means the United States still relies on its rivals for key parts of its own defense. This situation makes it difficult for America to build and keep its cutting-edge military technology without outside help. 7. Other countries watching. The new alliance between China, Russia, and North Korea created many problems for countries around the world. Nations that were friends with the United States now felt more unsafe. For example, South Korea, a key ally of America, faced new dangers from North Korea. This was because North Korea now had strong support from both China and Russia. Japan also saw a bigger risk of conflict. It could face all three powerful countries simultaneously if a crisis happened. These U.S. allies found themselves in a more dangerous position. President Donald Trump's trade policies had an unexpected effect on many countries. His America First approach made some nations feel pushed away from the United States. These countries started to look for new partners to protect their economies. India, for instance, often rivaled China. But now it began to build better ties with China and Russia. India also felt pressure from America's changing trade rules. Leaders from other places, like Southeast Asia, also thought about working more closely with China. They wondered if this was a safer path than relying on a U.S. that seemed less predictable. The situation around Taiwan became much more serious. China's growing military power, shown at the Beijing parade, made an invasion of Taiwan seem more possible. China had developed new weapons to stop the U.S. Navy from coming close. With Russia and North Korea as friends, China had more confidence in its plans. If the U.S. tried to help Taiwan, this new alliance could make the conflict much bigger. North Korea could threaten South Korea or Japan, and Russia could cause problems in Europe. This would force America to divide its attention and resources. This new strength and these new friends meant China was more likely to try to take control of Taiwan. Beijing might now believe the benefits of taking Taiwan were greater than the risks of a fight. The world watched closely as the balance of global power had clearly shifted. The decisions made by these powerful countries would affect everyone. 8. The future of the world. The big military parade in Beijing on September 3, 2025, was a clear turning point in world history. It showed everyone that a new group of powerful countries was ready to challenge the United States. President Xi Jinping stood with Russia's Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Together, they displayed many advanced weapons and new technologies, like hypersonic missiles and drones. This grand event signaled the beginning of a different global order, one that would be less controlled by America. For many decades, the United States held a central place in the world. Its influence was strong in many areas, from trade to military power. But this parade announced that those days were changing. The new alliance between China, Russia, and North Korea represents a powerful group, united in their opposition to American global leadership. This partnership has grown stronger, partly because of America's own policies. President Trump's focus on America first and his tough trade actions made many nations feel pushed away, bringing these countries closer. Now, the United States faces very difficult choices about its path forward. Its long-standing military advantage is being challenged by the new weapons and shared technologies of this alliance. America's economic power, which once gave it great influence, also faces limits, as these new partners create their own strong trade routes and financial systems, independent of traditional Western control. The U.S. can no longer assume it will lead without question. It must think deeply about how to deal with this new, more multipolar global structure, where many nations have strong voices. The decisions made by leaders in Washington and across the world will decide the future for all people. This moment means the balance of power has truly shifted. The old ways of understanding international relations are now outdated. The world must learn to live in this new era, where power is more spread out and different nations hold significant sway. The path ahead will shape global peace and prosperity. It demands careful thought and new strategies to avoid further conflict and to ensure stability for coming generations. What do you believe is the biggest opportunity or risk for the world in this new future?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.